When it comes to relationships, you need to understand that sometimes you just have to let people go when the time is right, and you will know when the time is right. Sometimes it just it may be a situation of, you may have been extremely close to this person to the point where you're borderline hanging out with that person every single day, and this could be, a girl boy relationship, just friend relationship, best friend relationship. It could be literally anything, even relationships within your family, whatever. And it goes from being such a tight relationship to eventually it feels like you're barely checking up on each other, you're barely meeting up. It's not as the same as it was once, and sometimes that could just be a phase, because again, things happen to people, right? Maybe you're just not close at the moment and you might be later on, but when you feel like, okay, for an extended period of time, that it's not the same, it's not as good as it was, it almost feels like you're letting go of each other, you just have to let go. The worst thing you can do is sit and beg people to stay in your life, kind of chase after them, um, go after them and just try to, cling on to something that's not there anymore, just because you're stuck in the past. And it's difficult because you remember what you had with this person, and you're almost like, okay, you don't ever know if you're going to get this with someone else, so you're scared and you're fearful of letting that go. But you can't it's very difficult to chase something in life that's not there anymore. Chase something in life that, let me put it this way, a relationship is, it requires at least two people, right? Regardless of it being friends, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Right? I've noticed that when it comes to, something like achieving your goals, all it requires is you and your head. You just need to be on the right headspace, the right work effort ratio, whatever, and you can go ahead and try to chase after that. But when it comes to a relationship, the reason it's not worth chasing is because it requires two people to be giving the same effort into it, and if that's not going to happen, it doesn't matter how much effort you put in, and if the other person is not putting anywhere close to that as much effort to, kind of keep the relationship going, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. It's not worth chasing after. Like it's almost like you're going to be too clingy, and eventually that person's going to get fed up of you. That's happened to me in the past, and you don't want to get to that situation. It makes you feel weak, it makes the other person more detached from you, and overall it's just not a good way to end things. Sometimes people change, um, and you might change, that person might change. You just have to accept that. You can't sit and cling on to people thinking, oh, you're not the same as you were before. They might be different, and they might be different for their own reasons. You can't blame them for it. Let me ask you, whoever the heck you're watching this right now, 5 years ago, were you the same person? Maybe majority of you is, but a big part of you isn't. And you didn't change intentionally, you didn't want to, it's just life, I guess, shapes up that way, shapes you into the person that you are right now. And you might not be the same person 3-4 years from now. I might not be the same person 3-4 years from now. People are not always meant to like each other. Not everyone will like you. Not everyone will like this current version of you, and that's something you'll have to accept, and that's completely okay. I know for a fact that there are people who don't like me. It's very natural, man. It doesn't matter how good you are, how nice of a person you are, how amazing, charismatic, whatever you are. They're not meant to like you. They won't like you. Not everyone is supposed to be liked by each other, and that's okay. Just do not try to cling on to things. Just let the flow of life just flow. You meet new people, as long as, I guess, you're open-minded to it. Point is, chasing after people is literally one of the worst things you can do. It doesn't matter who that person is. You don't want to chase them and, force them to stay in your life. In movies you might see that a girl, whatever, tries to, move away, and the guy is like pleading with her, just, whatever, trying to do whatever the heck corny as, whatever, to stay in her life, stay in his life. And eventually, they get back together, whatever. But that doesn't happen in real life. That doesn't happen in real life. It's a very weak and pathetic and ridiculous thing to do, to force someone to stay in your life. And they don't want to be in your life. They have their reasons. Let them go. That's all I have to say.